Hi folks, here we are up in Wessington, South Dakota. This is a Girard auction. We're going to put a link in the video description and stuff so you can see the website to bid on them, but there's about 60 classic cars here. So we'll walk around, show you what there is. It's some pretty cool stuff, and just enjoy the video. Well, we're going to start up here in the very front. You can see we're right on the edge of a big cornfield here. Here's the country road where this sale is right here. Kind of way out in the sticks here. But anyway, we'll take you for a quick walk around, kind of show you these a little bit. They all have a sign in the window, so we'll show them. This one's a Toyota right there, number 109. And you can also see this sign's kind of folded around, but that's the website, but we'll also have a link in the video description you can do. So now most of these cars are pretty solid because you're in a dry western climate here like this. How many Toyotas do you see? This one's got a little bit of rust way down at that front fender, but you know, a little bit just popping on the bed, but pretty solid overall. Not too many of these old Toyotas exist anymore because they were very rust prone. We'll kind of show you, the insides a little bit and show you as many of the signs and stuff as we can. There's that one. So this auction ends on Monday. Let me see, what is the date for that? Here's a Plymouth here. Just checking my little calendar here. This one is a 47 Plymouth. Monday the 15th is when the sale ends. So it's still current as we're putting this video on. So you can go on, and if you see something you want to buy, go ahead and bid. This is a two-door sedan Plymouth here. The door needs a little grease on that door. Got some extra parts inside there. Got a visor on that one. Pretty cool car. Hood's a little messed up on it. Here's a 55 Chevy. I don't know if I showed you the sign on that one. I better make sure I do. That's number 108. Here's the 55 Chevy, number 107. This is kind of cool. This one front fender's been changed, but look at the old painting on the door there. Deluxe Tree and Lawn Service, Huron, South Dakota. And that's a pretty solid body. Look at the bottom edges of it. Little rust on this piece right here where a bumper is missing. Pretty solid old Chevy wagon though. And you can see it needs to be all restored, or make a good patina car actually with that paint on there. A little bit of rust in that one headlight. And we got an 83 Mercury Marquis. It's number 106. There's all your information there. And we're going to show them all, so we'll just look through them all here. That one's got some weathering in the interior, but it is all original. And we got an 83 Ford pickup here. This one's number 105. That one's a four-wheel drive long box. Got some rust above the rear tire, some denting on the bed, missing a tailgate. Typical old ranch pickup. And we'll jump over here. Got a pretty cool Chevy cab over here. COE. This one is number 110. There's all your information on that one. This one's got a V8 in it. Notice the, or it did have, it looks like it still does, I think. Pretty solid body. Nice patina on this. A little bit of rust popping on the headlight eyebrow. This door come across and bent a little bit. A little rust on the door bottom. Really quite a good cab on it though. Let's see what it looks like inside. There's your seat springs and stuff. Doesn't look all rotted out above the windshield like a lot of them are. So that'd be a good project for somebody, make a car hauler or a custom truck out of. There's a 60 Chevy Apache, number 111 on that one. It's got the usual rust in the fender, some filler on the door bottom there. That door does not open. And it has the usual rust along the header panel there. Dual wheel truck. Nice grill in it. Good hood. And we got a Jeep here. That's a little two-wheel drive Jeep. Pickup. This one's a parts pickup. No motor. No title. Number 112. There's some extra doors laying on the back there. Pretty good solid cab on that one, looks like. But nothing under the hood. Over on this side we got something that's unusual here. 56 Ford panel truck that's been made into a trailer years ago. Now 56 is the 1 year only. Wraparound windshield with this dog leg in the door. You can see on the top here they got a ladder rack up on there. And you can see where they just cut the frame and bent it in the front to make a hitch. I don't know how well this will show up in there. It's kind of dark in there. It doesn't look too horribly rusty. It does have some damage out here on the side. And it says Dakota Plumbing, Miller, South Dakota on the door. All the glass is broke out and they got some galvanized metal in the holes. A little damage down there. Not too horrible though. That door is kind of messed up. If you want a panel truck, there aren't too many of those around. Check this one out here. This one is a Dodge Charger. 1977. 318 automatic, no title. Bucket seats in there. Automatic. Notice that where the vinyl top was is not all rusty. Some of them get all rotted up here. You notice too from the factory they just got a exposed seam there because they got the vinyl over it, so they didn't bother filling that, I guess. Some bumps around the edges here, some dings and dents. This one's got a good sized dent right there, so that one might be more of a parts car. And over here we got a big Plymouth. This one's a two-door hardtop. Fairly straight on this side. One dent up on the quarter there. Not too bad a body. This side, the quarter has some rust on the edge. 69. There's all your information. Number 115 in the sale. There's your interior. Sorry, jumping around the camera there trying to shut that door. And over here we got a Ford, looks like it was a dually, now it's got single wheels on the back, diesel F350. Parts, it says number 116, no motor. And we got a square body here. This one's a four-wheel drive CK 2500, so it's a 3/4 ton. 20. Number 117. No motor in that one. Not too bad a body on it. Seat's pretty worn out. Look at that foam they had over there, and the foam all wore out. This looks like this had a window out for a long time. Got some weather in there. There are also some cars here that are all running and driving too. We're going to catch up with those in a minute, but quite a few of them are either projects or parts cars. But there are some over here in the back that we're going to get to that are all restored. This one's a 73 Pontiac Grand Am. Look at that plastic in the front, all cooked off of there. Looks like it had a, I don't know if that had a nose fire or what happened there. This one's got bucket seats in there. Kind of a cool car. 6.5 liter says on there. And here's another one. Now this one got moisture up in the vinyl top, and see how it rotted that out. Held the moisture in there. So this one's probably just going to be a parts car, no motor. It's 1974, that's number 125 on that one. And over here we got a convertible, Pontiac convertible, 421. 2+2 it says on there. Oh, and it's a 4-speed, it says. 66 Pontiac, number 124. I don't see the shifter sticking through there, but it does have the 4-speed console. Maybe the transmission's in the back or something, I don't know, because there's a bell housing there. But anyway, that's what it is. What you see is what you get. There's another one here. This is a 98 Olds. Got the skirts on there, 4-door hardtop. And that one, I don't see the paper on the windshield of that one. Should be number 123, I believe, because it's in between 122 and 124. And we got another Olds here, Delta 88. 1965 parts car, 425 automatic. There's the engine. The hood's been bent up in the back some, so it's been exposed to the weather somewhat. There's some chickens making noise over here. One just went in behind that Jeep. Here's a 1970 Dodge Charger. Was a 383 automatic, no motor in it, but has original motor with it, I guess, loose. I know a couple of these, the motors are not in them, but they have them with it, and apparently that's one of them. Now somebody changed the hood in this fender at one point, got a different color there. And we got some typical rust in the quarters there. You can see that. But these are not easy to find. Look at the old Racing Automatics sticker in there, it's kind of neat. Get the bucket seats, automatic. Looks all solid under the top there. South Dakota State University sticker on there. There was some college kids' pride and joy probably at one point. See that tail pan has some rust under there in the quarters, but definitely a worthwhile car. These are really popular. Got an add-on tack on the side of the dash. And this fender has some denting on it right there. Just kind of give you a quick glance inside there. And then we got a Roadrunner here. 1968. So I think 68 might be the only year to have that little round parking or marker light on the side. That's the first year. Satellite Roadrunner. Numbers matching car. Motor in car, not original, has additional original motor, 383 4-speed. So the motor in the car is not the original one to it, but they do have the original one with it apparently. Now this one is pretty solid. Needs some attention in the back end of the rear quarter here. Just about all the cars of that age, they pocket stuff down in there and it gets rusted out in the back. It does have some denting back there. Looks like they bumped it years ago and fixed it somewhat. And this side needs a little where somebody cut some off. but don't look too horrible. And this one's got a bucket seat, or a bench seat, sorry. And there's your 4-speed shifter coming up there. And you can see the rear floors here aren't too bad. I can see through the trunk floor. There must be rust in the trunk floor back there. Here comes that chicken again. And we got a 70 Buick Electra Limited. This one's number 119 in the sale. The Roadrunner was number 120, so we're working our way down. Kind of an odd rust hole right in the hood there. There's the big Buick. Door's locked, I guess. I don't know if you can see there, but there's a bunch of 8-track cassettes in there. There's that one. And over here we got a big Chevy farm truck, 1966. This one's a C60. 327. Number 118 on that. Got some rust along the edges here. This door's been opened once. And about all these Chevys of this age, a little rust up there above the header. From there we'll jump back into the next aisle here. And we got a Hudson here, step down Hudson. Missing the grill looks like. 53 Hudson Hornet. Says was running, inline 6, red primer, 1953, number 127. See if I can get a look on the inside of that one. This one's a 4-door sedan. Original seats and stuff, looks like it needs to be recovered. I just noticing this bumper sticker on the Buick here. Looks like I said horses pass gas, not stations. Or no, horses pass gas stations, I guess is how it goes. Kind of funny. This is a 63 Buick Invicta station wagon, 401. Number 128 on that one. And I get the seats all folded down in there. And this one says Buick power steering on there. Looks like these windows have been smashed out for a long time and got some weather in there. So the interior is pretty tough on that one. Probably a parts car. And we got a Buick here, or a Dodge here. Sorry, I got Buick on the brain. 1955 Dodge Royal. Pretty solid body on that one. There's a 1955 Royal, number 129. It says semi-Hemi. I'm not sure what that means. So I'm not sure if that's got the Hemi engine or not. Not a bad looking Dodge though. Well, I got the hood open, and this is the Red Ram, but it's not the Hemi, it's the Poly engine. So that's what that one is. And we got another Hudson here. 1956 Iowa plates on there. See the motor under there. This one's got dual carbs, twin H, looks like. 53 Hornet, number 130. Looks like an extra trunk lid in there. There's also a transmission in there, so a good parts car. It's got the Hornet emblems. We'll check on this side, show you the engine a little more. There's your twin H right there. And we got a Chevy over here. 54 Chevy. This one is number 131 in the sale. It's a 4-door sedan. There's all your information on it. Got some rust in the quarters. we got something you don't see too often here, a Pontiac sedan delivery. This one looks pretty solid. Needs the upholstery redone. And this one is a straight 8 engine in this one. Number 132. Needs a little grill work. Still got the Pontiac mascot on there. Some denting in the roof here. Right up there. And also some denting on that door. But otherwise, pretty solid car. You don't see those every day. Especially the 8-cylinder one. We got one that's a 6-cylinder one, but that one's the 8. This is kind of cool too. This is another Pontiac. Silver streak. That one's still got the mask on it as well. Hood ornament. And this one is a 1947. There's all your information. Show you a quick glance around it here. Some denting on this fender, missing the fender extension on that door. These are pretty wild though, the fastback on them. See if this door opens or not. Yep. Well, you got the seat frames in there, got what's left of a banjo wheel. There's the other fender extension in there, it's kind of banged up, it's in the back. So that's a pretty cool car right there. And we got another Pontiac here. 1950. Silver streak. This one's a 4-door fastback. There's your information on there. You can see the upholstery's all gone, but it's got the seat springs and such. There's your dash. Not very rusty. Rear bumper's kind of tweaked. And we'll keep scooting down the aisle. You can see we've got a few more aisles here, a lot of muscle car stuff here. 73 Firebird here. There's all your information on that one. Number 142 in the sale. Got some filler here and there. Nose is hanging off it. Got some velour, I guess you'd call it bucket seats in there. Quite a bit of filler in the quarters and stuff on that one. And this one here looks like an old race car. It's got a full roll cage in it. Pretty solid floor in it. Quite a bit of rust in the quarter there. It's a 68 Olds, 442. There's all your information. No motor in that. Missing the door on this side. And we got a 68 F85 Olds hardtop here, 4-door hardtop. Number 140 in the sale. So any of those signs, you just pause on them and get what you want. Got another Olds Cutlass here. Most of these are parts cars. And like I said in most of these videos, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, please subscribe if you haven't already. Give us thumbs up, give us good comments. All these things really help the channel and enable us to do a lot more. So if you can give some interaction, we really appreciate it. And we do all kinds of auctions, junkyards, lots of automotive stuff. We do also some flea markets and antique stuff. So just stay tuned for all our different shows that we got, or if you haven't seen all of them, go check them out. There's a Chevelle Malibu SS 1970, number 138. So they must have some of the motors in a different area. Not correct motor. Big block. Have date code correct. block. It says big block. So not the original one, but the correct date code on it. But that's not in it right at the moment. You can see the interior there. And we got another Olds here, number 137 in the sale. 442 is all your information. This one's got bucket seats. Got a console in there. As you can see, it's missing quite a bit of the glass. Pretty solid on this side anyway. I'll show you in there real quick. Yeah, pretty solid body on that one. And what's our next one here? Oh, this one's a Pontiac GTO, 1969. A little rust at the bottom of the front fender there. There's your information, 400 automatic. Column shift too. Typical rust around the rear wheel openings on the quarters. Not a bad car though. Pretty good body on that one. Just a little rust around the edges. That's pretty typical for these though. And we got bucket seats. Some rust in the passenger floor over there. And it does have a column shift there. Kind of interesting. And some rust down in that back floor, you can see it. So it needs some rust repair, but a pretty good looking car. Minnesota plates, 1974 plates. That was a while ago. Well, there's a 1954 Buick 8. Number 135 in the sale. It's a 4-door sedan. Looks like it's missing the rear axle. No, it's got a rear axle. I don't know. It's missing something on the other side because I can see the drum sticking out on this side. No wheels on it though. That one does not want to open. Got a big hole in the windshield there, but a good parts car, if nothing else. And this one's a 65 Olds 2-door hardtop. Now this is a pretty nice car. Looks like it's ready to roll here. All original, 425 automatic. Original paint, but the hood was repainted. And it has a title, according to the thing there. Starfire. Good looking car. I like the wheels on it. Pretty decent chrome on that one as well. Get a look inside it here. Yeah, it's pretty darn nice inside. Look at it. I like the dash on that. 63,000 miles it's showing. There's that one. And we got a 63 Le Mans convertible here. Pontiac Le Mans, all original, 4-cylinder. There's all your information. This is kind of a light yellow car with a red interior. Probably repainted at some point from the looks of it. Looks like a mostly original interior. Got some splits in the driver's seat bottom. And the top is getting a little dry around the edges. Good looking little Pontiac though. Look at the old Omaha tag there on there. And we got another good looking Olds here. 63 Olds. This is number 103 in the sale. F85. Pretty good looking car. Got a little paint popping off right there. Older repaint, showing some age. Nice car, runs and drives. This one's a two-door hardtop, F85. Like the emblems they have on the Oldsmobiles. Take a look inside this one. Red and white interior. Got the bucket seats. Newer style steering wheel. Pretty cool car though. Nice looking interior. Door shuts well. Well, here's another Pontiac here, Firebird, 1976. Now the motor is not in this one, but it says numbers matching 455 4-speed, so they must have the motor in the shed. This one's number 143. And I think they put some of the motors in the shed to keep them out of the weather. Not too bad a body on this one. There's your interior, not too horrible inside either, really. Got some mouse stuff in there. Well, we got one more here. This one's a 1978 Trans Am, number 144 in the sale. It says Special Edition, original 400 automatic black title parts car. Looks like the motor's been exposed to the weather somewhat. Because got a big hole in the hood there where there was a scoop, and it's no longer there. A little rust around the edges. But there it is. Uh-oh, we got our friendly chicken coming back here. And we got another Pontiac here. This one's a 79 Firebird. Another parts car from the looks of it. This one looks like this has been out of the weather though, that motor and stuff anyway. This one says number 145, silver title, 10th anniversary. There's that one. Now this one's got a big dent right there. It looks like it had filler there, then it got hammered there again. Popped all the filler off of it. Must have gone right down the side at one point. And then it also happened again. Bad luck car, I guess. Anyway, another Trans Am Pontiac, 1978. Show you the information on that one. There it is. And we got 1979 on this side. Had quite a collection of these. As you can see, we got more of them too, coming down the row. Just gonna show them all to you. This one's number 147, 1979. Little rust around the wheel wells there in the back. Not too bad a car though. And we got another one here. This one's got the trunk partially open. It says Mitchell, South Dakota on there. That's the original dealer tag. Not too bad a body rust-wise on here. A little here and there. Bucket seats are tossed in there. Look how the sun has cooked that front end. This one's a 77. Parts car, no motor. Number 148 in the sale. Here's number 149. This one's 1976. No motor. There's all your information on it. Got some rust and filler in the quarters, door bottoms and stuff. And we got another one here. Formula. Another Firebird Pontiac here. '2003 license plate from Minnehaha County. That's out by Sioux Falls, and that's, you know, you get a little more rust out that way the further east you get. There's all your information on it, number 150. So it needs quarters and stuff, but not too horrible of a car. And we got two more here. We'll jump around this end, show you what they are. This one's got Minnesota plates, so you can see it's got a little more rust around the quarters. This one's a 1975. There's all your information. And here's a 1976 here, last one in the row. GTO heads on it, it says. I'm going to show you the insides of these. This one you can see down through the floor there. And this one, not too horrible, but does have some rust in the floor. Then we got several that are body shells back here. This one's number 156, Pontiac Trans Am, 1977. So a lot of great parts here if you're into these Trans Ams, Firebirds. You know, if you're a Pontiac guy, it looks like you've got lots of Pontiac stuff. This one's number 155, 78. Then we got a 77 here, number 154. This one's got rust in the rear quarters back there. And we got an older style one here, dented on that door. This one looks fairly solid. Got a lot of parts thrown in it, the grill and the console and stuff. I don't see any seats in there. Some denting on this door as well. Probably no motor the way it's sitting up. No motor, parts car, 1968 Firebird. Number 153 on that. Well, we're just going to finish up in the back here. Got a few donor bodies. This one's number 157, 76 Trans Am. What you see is what you get. Just some body pieces. We got another one here. It's got pretty good floor pans in it. 78, number 158. And we got number 160. It's a 68 body shell. And we got number 159, which is a 76 Trans Am body shell. So anyway, that's going to do it for this auction. Hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, the link to this auction will be in the video description, as well as you can see it on all those signs we showed, www.gerardbid.com. So go check it out if you're interested in anything, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next round.